Hello everyone, my name is YouTuber and today I'm walking you guys through a full tutorial and explanation step-by-step tutorial on how to install LSPDFR. So the first thing you guys are going to need is a bit of storage on your drive. So whatever drive you have your GTA5 on, you are going to need to make sure you have around 100 and something, or maybe 120 gigabytes of storage free, because we are going to need to make another copy of your GTA 5. So to do that, what you guys want to do is bring up your file explorer and navigate to your GTA 5 main directory. For those who do not know your GTA 5 main directory, for Steam users, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get to that right now. But for Epic Games users and for Rockstar Games users, your GTA 5 main directory and your file explorer will be listed down below in the description. First thing you guys want to do is double click on C or click on C, whatever drive you installed your GTA 5 on. Navigate to ProgramFiles 86, navigate down to Steam, Steam Apps and Common. Here you'll be able to see you have one GTA 5 folder and maybe all your other games, and around this time of recording it's going to be around 98 gigabytes, and that will just be called Grand Theft Auto V. As you guys can see here, I have one called Grand Theft Auto V Clean and one called Grand Theft Auto V UK. This one right here is my LSPDFR modded, but you guys will not have that because you haven't even started your modding career yet. So first thing you guys want to do is click on the only GTA 5 main directory you have, right click on it and copy. Click off, right click in this common folder and paste. You guys will then be able to see that it is now making a second GTA 5 main directory, and it's more likely going to be called Grand Theft Auto V without the clean because you guys will not have that copy. If you guys are wondering why I'm calling it clean, that is because it is my non-modded version. You should always have two versions, which is why we are making two right now. So this version we are making now is going to be your modded version. The other one is going to be a normal version, so that whenever you want to play on GTA 5, all you have to do is rename it and hop on GTA 5 online with no mods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back to when this is finished copying the file over. So as you guys can see here, your GTA 5 has just finished installing, and all you guys want to do is double click on the clean copy you guys just made, and it will pretty much look exactly like this. If you go back out, it'll look exactly like your previous GTA 5 folder, but that is soon to change. First thing you guys want to do is double click on your GTA 5 copy, right click in the empty space here and click new and folder. What I'm going to name this folder is going to be mods, no capitals, no spaces, no nothing, just mods like this. When that is done, of course it's going to be empty, but all we're going to do is control and left click on x64 and control and left click on update. Right click on both of them and copy. Double click on your mods folder, and all you guys want to do is literally just click paste. And I know this is another thing you guys have to wait to finish installing and downloading everything like that, copying over, but trust me, this is the last thing. We need to wait an extended period of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back to when this is finished installing. There we go, your GTA 5 has just finished installing the long last thing we need to install. So what you guys want to do is hit back up to the GTA 5 list where you have all your different games, and basically just rename your current copy to just Grand Theft Auto. If you already have one named Grand Theft Auto, name that Grand Theft Auto Clean like this, or Grand Theft Auto Original, whatever you want to call it, and then rename this one to Grand Theft Auto. That makes it so you're able to play on it the next time you want to load it up, and so it just makes it timed life a lot more easier whenever you're trying to mod GTA 5. So the first thing we are going to need is to install your LSPDFR. So double click on your GTA 5 main directory, bring up the first download link down in the description below, and through this video I'm going to be walking you guys through how to install a bunch of mods and get your entire GTA 5 LSPDFR mod fully set up, so as soon as the end of this video is finished you can hop straight in and have as much fun as there is possible on GTA 5 LSPDFR, so you do not have to go through a bunch of other tutorials to find how to install stuff. As you can see at the top here, there is quite a few things we need to install. So first of all, it's going to be LSPDFR First Response. Next is going to be Rage Plugin Hook. Next is going to be Script Hook V. Next one's going to be Script Hook V.net. The next one's going to be a trainer called Menu. This is an option. You do not have to install it. You can install different trainers, but this is the one I would recommend. The next one's going to be ELS. The next one's going to be an ELS pack, which is cars, real life cars. And then the next one, we haven't got that up yet, but we'll get it up towards the end of the video. It's going to be a plugin, and then I will decide if we need anything further as we get towards the end of the video. I know this video might seem a little bit long, but trust me, at the end of this video your LSPDFR will be completely set up and ready to run, and you will not have to go through a bunch of other videos to find out how to install different things. So I can guarantee you this video is a lot more useful than all the other stretched and short tutorials out there. So the first thing you guys want to do is head down here and click download this file. You can read all these agreements if you feel like it. It's a big list, but there's nothing too crazy to worry about. Just head down the bottom and click agree and download. It's going to give you two options. This one's going to be an automatic setup.exe, and the other one's going to be a manual.install zip or _install zip. I would never recommend doing the automatic one, although it might seem easy for someone who's never done LSPDFR before. Trust me, it is not. The manual way is so much more easier, and it gives you so much more experience whenever you're trying to mod GTA 5. So all you guys want to do is click download on the bottom one, the manual install.zip, and then type in this. For some reason on the LSPDFR website, it never used to do this, but now it gives you a security captcha. You can type in that if it's going to make you do it. For some reason, it never made me do it, but it does now. And install LSPDFR. If you guys do not have a zip, so basically when you install this, if it doesn't come up with like a little zip file like this, but you cannot unzip the file, all you guys want to install is WinRAR or WinZip. I'll show you guys how to install that quickly right now. All you guys want to do is click the second download link in the description below. That's going to take you guys to WinZip, I believe, or WinRAR. We'll use WinRAR for this video. All you guys want to do is click on the first link down in the description below. It's going to bring you guys right here, and simply just click download WinRAR. Download WinRAR again, and then it should give you a little pop-up menu on where you want to save the exe. I'd recommend saving it to your desktop, in a folder, or into your drive. Just make sure it is not in your downloads. Make sure it is in a permanent place somewhere in your GTA 5, not in your GTA 5 main directory, somewhere in a folder on your PC. All you guys got to do then is click save and run it, and it's the exact same way as setting up any other exe. I'm not going to do that because I already have WinRAR set up. If you guys do need help setting up WinRAR, then be sure to comment down below, and I will try to answer every single comment down in the comment section. But then you can head down back on to the LSPDFR first response, and if you already had a WinZip, then just open it on up as you normally would with a zip file, and it's going to give you a bunch of different files and folders. So this is going to be what we're drag and dropping into your GTA 5 first. This is what's going to be the complete first thing you are going to drag and drop into your GTA 5 main directory. So minimize out of your browser, bring it to the side, and bring your GTA 5 main directory to the side so you have both of them on your screen. Just highlight all of it. You can right click and click select all if you feel like it, just like this. And then all you guys want to do is hold control and left click on the top bit here, and left click on licenses. We do not need licenses because obviously, as you guys can tell, licenses is going to be nothing to do with the game. So once that is done, all you guys want to do is simply just drag and drop it into your GTA 5 main directory. Just drag and drop it into this blank space here in your file explorer, making sure you are not drag and dropping it into any folder. So make sure no folder is highlighted. Simply just drag, drop, and release. It's going to transport everything over to your GTA 5, and there you guys go. You should be able to see now that a bunch of new files and folders are in your GTA 5. Technically, you are ready to go and play your LSPDFR, but trust me, you're not. They do say you can play LSPDFR like this, but I would not recommend doing it. It'll be extremely boring, and it'll get completely buggy, and it will just crash every single setup. Every single setup and startup you do on your GTA 5 LSPDFR. So you can close out of the WinZip or WinRAR, whatever you're using, just a zip file. You can close out that now, you do not need it. And now bring up the third download link down in the description below. That's going to bring you guys right here to Rage Plugin Hook. Hit download now. Click on Grand Theft Auto V Legacy, and click download on the newest version. You don't need to worry about what version you're installing, as it literally will not let you install any other version. Hit download. Yet again, it's going to bring it up to a zip file. Pretty much every single mod you will install will be in a zip file, unless they drag and drop it into just into one file kind of thing, but not many mods will do that, so you don't need to worry about that. Bring up the zip file, and yet again, just like the LSPDFR download, there are going to be a bunch of files and folders. Minimize out your browser, bring up your GTA 5 main directory again, and for those who are unsure of your GTA 5 main directory, I will leave the Steam, Rockstar Games, and Epic Games GTA 5 main directory down in the description below, just in case you ever forget how to get to it or you accidentally close your file explorer. Highlight all of these files again, and we're going to want to hold control, and left click on licenses, and left click on SDK. In the meantime, all you want to do is literally just hold control and left click. I know when I was first installing LSPDFR, I didn't know how to do this. Literally all you guys want to do is hold Control and left click on the files and it should deselect them. Then once you've done that, just like installing the first ever one we just did, drag and drop it into a blank space on your file explorer, making sure it's not in any folder. Release it. It's going to ask you to replace 14 files this time. Click replace the files in the destination, and you should be able to see now a bunch of other things have gone into your GTA 5 main directory. What I recommend doing is just clicking this little refresh arrow. It's going to refresh everything and make sure everything's in the correct order. It's not essential, but I would recommend doing it just to make things a little bit more tidy. You can close out of your file or your zip, whatever you want to call it, and click the fourth download link down in the description below. This is going to be ScriptHook-V, so this is what's going to be hooking all of your scripts. Pretty basic from the name. All you guys want to do is hit download. It's going to bring ScriptHook-V. Make sure you do not download the SDK for developers. You might seem, oh, it's developers, it gives me early access or something. No, it doesn't. It's a completely different thing. Just make sure you install the one that says download. Open it on up and double click on bin. Close that, double click on bin. This is what we're going to be drag and dropping into your GTA 5 main directory. Now it is your choice to choose the native trainer. I would not recommend doing it. You can do it, but today we are going to be using a different trainer. So I would not recommend drag and dropping it if you are going to be following this tutorial all the way through. Highlight both of these files, all of these files, and control and left click yet again on just one file, the native trainer UASI. And then just like all the other ones, we're going to drag and drop these two files into our GTA 5 main directory, making sure it's not in any folder, just in a blank space in your file explorer. It's not going to ask you to replace anything this time because you are not replacing anything. And then you can close out of that zip file and bring up the next download link in the description. You might think that we've already installed this just a second ago, ScriptHook-V. No, this is ScriptHook-V.net. As you can see down here, ScriptHook-V.net is basically an ASI plugin which allows running scripts written in any .NET language in any game. So it's full source code and it's hosted on GitHub, and development is currently community driven, open to everybody, so contributions are warm and welcome. As you guys can see here, pretty simple. All you guys want to do is click download, head down right to the bottom on the github.com and just click on the first top file here that says the kilobytes on the top. Simply just click on it and it should start installing. Open the zip file on up, minimize out your browser, and what you'll be able to see here is you have a bunch of different files. Common misconception: you do not drag and drop all of these files into your GTA 5 main directory. It might not break your game, but more than likely it will crash your game. So I would not recommend installing all of these, and I would recommend doing it how I say. Highlight just these files right here, and then control and deselect these ones that I list. So we want to keep this one. Actually, no, we're going to not want to keep this one. For some reason, it's in a different order. Don't keep this one, and don't keep this one. The rest of them we are going to need. So we are going to need the ASI, and we are going to need the INI, we are going to need the DLL, and we are going to need the 3.dll. Drag and drop these four into your GTA 5 main directory. It's not going to ask you to replace anything, obviously making sure you did not include the .NET XML2 and the .NET XML3. Make sure those are not in your GTA 5 main directory. The next thing we are going to want to install is going to be the next download link in the description below. This is going to be that menu that I was talking about earlier. You can choose to install a different menu, for instance Simple Trainer, but this is the one I would recommend as you have so many more options than Simple Trainer, and you also have an F9 menu which allows you to pick up objects, place objects around the map, and pretty much build your own house, which is really, really cool. And I would recommend installing this over any other trainer. Hit download. Yet again, it's going to bring you to a github.com website. Not all mods on GTA5mods.com will bring you to a GitHub, but some of them do because of the file size and things like that and the speed. Hit download on the top one that says 4.97 megabytes and double click and open it. What you guys will be able to see here is you're greeted with a license, a menu, a readme, and another folder. We're only going to need to drag and drop these two right here, the menu stuff and the ASI. Hold control and left click on ASI, hold control and left click on stuff. Drag and drop it into your GTA 5 main directory in the blank space right here, making sure yet again it is not being put into any folder. You guys will be able to see then you have now successfully installed menu to your GTA 5. Now things are starting to come together. You can close out of that, bring the next download link down in the description below. You can close out all the other ones you've just opened, and the next one is going to be the emergency lighting system. All you guys want to do is hit download this file, agree and download, and make sure you're installing the latest version available to you, which is going to be, as always from now on, they never update this mod because it doesn't need any updating. It's going to be 1.05. Hit download. Yet again, it's going to be a zip file. Wait for it to begin installing. The download installing time might be a little bit longer than you if you do not have an account. As you guys see, I have an account in the top right hand corner right there. If you guys are interested in checking out some of the work I've done on it, you can look me up just on the search option right here, and you can look at some of the work I've done, which is my liveries, if you want to install them. And if you do not know how to install liveries, make sure you check out my separate video for that, because that is nothing of value that you guys need to know in your LSPDFR career, so I'm not going to be showing you guys how to install that in today's video. I am showing you guys how to get your LSPDFR fully functioning with all the mods and everything all in one video though. So once that is finished installing, double click on installation files, then double click on Grand Theft Auto V, and pretty much we do not have to control and left click any files on this one. All we're going to need to do is drag and drop these four right here. Minimize out of your browser, bring out GTA5 main directory again. If you don't know where it is, check down in the description below. Highlight all of these files here, right, all these four files and folders, and simply yet again drag and drop them into the blank space in your file explorer, making sure that they are not being put in a folder. Drag and drop them in. It's not going to ask you to replace anything because you're not replacing anything. And then this is the next thing we're going to be installing, which is going to be an add-on to ELS, but we are going to need something a little bit extra before we install this. It's going to be something called OpenIV. Now this gives us access to a bunch of the folders that we would not usually be able to open with the GTA5 normal GTA5 main directory. So what we're going to install now is going to be OpenIV. So hit the next download link in the description below, and we're going to install something called OpenIV or Open4. Click on it and click download now. It's going to ask you, just like installing WinRAR, to install a setup. Click save. I'm going to walk you guys through how to do this separately because I know it can be a little bit confusing. And once that's done, double click on the exe. Select your language. You only have a choice of Russian or English, but if you do want to have another language, there are a bunch of plugins that you can get to change it to Spanish or any other language you need. Hit continue. You can read the license agreement if you want to, or just click accept terms of agreement and click continue. Nothing too crazy. And then you can choose a passive installation. I would click run OpenIV after installation because it makes life that much easier. Click continue, and it's going to ask you download size 9.8 megabytes. Do you want to continue? Hit yes. It's going to start installing OpenIV. There you guys go. I'm going to take a drink because my throat is a little bit dry in today's video. There you guys go. Installation of OpenIV has been completed successfully. Hit close, and it now should launch your OpenIV app automatically. There you guys go. Hit Grand Theft Auto V Windows, and it's going to say choose a Grand Theft Auto V folder. Now, for those who have GTA 5 on Epic Games and Rockstar Games, this is going to be different to those who have it on Steam. So for your GTA 5 main directory, all you guys will actually need to do is head down in the description below and copy and paste what the two files says. So where it says Rockstar Games and where it says Epic Games, just copy and paste what is underneath that subheading into here. For Steam users, I'm going to show you guys how to get that because that is not in the description. Click browse, and then what you guys are going to do is navigate to whatever drive you installed your GTA 5 on, just like we did at the beginning of this video. Navigate to ProgramFiles 86, then go down to Steam, and then Steam Apps, then Common, and then choose a GTA 5 folder, just the one named Grand Theft Auto V we did earlier, and literally just click select folder. And there you guys go. Once you've done that, it should say successfully GTA5.exe version, then it should say your game version. OpenIV can work with this file. You get that green little tick, hit continue, and it's going to say do not forget to back up your original game files before editing, which we have already done. Hit continue. It's going to tell you it's searching for an encryption key. Let it load up. It might take a little bit longer than what it usually does for your first startup. Shouldn't take too long though, only a minute maximum. I've never had OpenIV take ages to launch itself. Wait for it to start up. As you guys can see there, it's starting up now. And then you are going to be greeted with a little bit of a File Explorer vibe when it opens up. There you guys go, a File Explorer vibe, and it's going to be a lot more sorted. But this is not the only thing we need to do here on OpenIV. What you guys are going to want to do is click Tools and then ASI Manager. Make sure you install all of these right here. If they are blue, that means they're not installed. You need every single one of these installed. Hit close, and now you are ready to use OpenIV to mod your GTA 5. Hit the next download link in the description below. That's going to bring you guys right here to a BCSO vehicle pack. This is a really nice pack, and it is really good for beginners to get the taste and idea of GTA 5 before installing any other complicated packs and things like that. As you guys can see here, it has a bunch of different vehicles, different selections, and a very nice light bar. I'd 100% recommend checking out a bunch of different Brad M vehicles because they are all really high quality and all super easy to install. All you guys want to do is click down on this file, let it install. This is going to be a little bit on the bigger side of 123.73 megabytes. Let it load up and download, whatever you want to call it. This will take a little bit longer depending on your internet speed. My internet seems to be very slow today, but it should not take too long. What I'll do is I'll cut back to when this is finished downloading. As you guys can see here, it's just finished downloading. All you guys want to do is double click on BCSO vehicle pack, and you're going to be greeted with a bunch of folders. This might look a little bit foreign to you, but do not worry. Minimize out of your browser for now, and keep your OpenIV open. You should have done that already, and double click on all of these folders so you can see what is inside them. So 2016 Impala is going to be a police file, 2016 FBIS is going to be a police 3 file, 14 Charger is going to be police 2, Tahoe is going to be sheriff 2, and then the FBIU is going to be FBI 2, and then the CVPI is going to be sheriff. This is basically replacing all of the standard GTA 5 cars you see driving around your map with real life ones, which is absolutely awesome. Before we do that, what we're going to do is drag and drop this VCFs folder. If you don't know what VCFs is, remember what we just installed previously, the one called ELS that we drag and dropped into your GTA 5. Now this is what ELS has to do. Minimize out your OpenIV if it needs to be. Double click on this VCFs folder, and you are going to see here you have a bunch of .xmls. This is what we're going to drag and drop into this ELS folder. You have a choice between red and blue lights, or all blues. If you prefer all blue police lights, then just double click on all blues and you'll have the same thing. But if you prefer red and blue, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. So if you choose the one you want and drag and drop it the way I'm going to show you guys now, bring up your GTA 5 main directory, double click on ELS, and double click on pack default. Common misconception, this police folder right here can be replaced and can be deleted if needs to be. This is just an example and you do not need to worry about it. Highlight all of these files right here, all of the XML files, either in your all blues folder or your red and blues one. And simply just drag and drop them over. It's going to ask you to replace the original police file, hit replace, and now we can install the vehicles themselves. Hit back, and now bring up this main directory here, and bring back up your OpenIV and your downloads side by side. Now what we're going to do is navigate to mods, update, x64 and DLC packs. You're going to have a big list of a bunch of other folders inside of here. Choose your latest GTA 5 patch day, 24, it could be 25, could be 26, could be 27, could be 28. At the time of watching this video, it generally varies, but more than likely it will be 24. All you guys want to do is double click on patch day 24 and double click on DLC.rpf. It's going to say edit mode. You need to be in edit mode so you can drag and drop. Do not worry about this, just hit do not show this message again. It can get a little bit annoying, and hit close. Then all you guys want to do is navigate to x64 once you've got to patch day 24 and DLC.rpf. Navigate to x64, levels, GTA 5 and vehicles.rpf. You'll be able to see here you have a big list of vehicles. This is obviously not all of the vehicles, this is just the vehicles that they added in the last update. So if you guys don't know what patch day is, that is pretty much the last update they did with the vehicles they included. If you double click on fragment object, you will be able to see a rendered version of the car. All you guys now want to do is literally just drag and drop these cars into here. So to do that, bring up the Impala file, highlight all of it and drag and drop it in. But as you guys can see here, it is not going to let you drag and drop it in. It's going to give you a little red error sign and it's not going to let you drag and drop it in. It's not going to go in to the directory. That is because we are not in edit mode, just like that pop-up said. Hit edit mode and click yes, and now when you drag and drop it, you are not going to see that error, but more of an add sign and a little box. Drag and drop it in, and then there you guys go. If you double click on police, you should be able to see a fully rendered version of the Chevrolet Impala, but that is not it. You need to install the rest of the cars. So back out of your Impala file, now on the FBIS, drag and drop police 3 in. Now on the 14 Charger, drag and drop Police 2 in. Now on the 13 Tahoe, drag and drop Sheriff 2 in. Now on the FBIU, drag and drop FBI 2 in. Now on the 2011 CVPI, drag and drop Sheriff in. I'm going to give you guys a short little list of every single police car you can replace. So, these are going to be a big list of the police cars you can replace, naming the car files. So, police, you can replace a car file called Police, Police 2, Police 3, and Police 4. The next thing you can replace is Police Old 1, Police Old 2. The next one you can replace is Sheriff 1, Sheriff, and then Sheriff 2. The next one you can replace is going to be Pranger. The next one you can replace is going to be FBI. The next one you can replace is going to be FBI 2. And then the next one you can replace, if you want to replace an ambulance, it's actually called ambulance. And if you want to replace a fire truck, it's called fire truck without the C, so it's just FIRETRUK. That is how you replace that one to spell it. And then you can also replace the riot vehicle, and you can also replace Police T, which is prisoner transport, I believe. Police T, which is police transport. Those are a big list of the ones you can replace, and common misconception, yet again, is you can rename any XML file or any vehicle file just like this. Make sure you keep the bits in front of it. Say if I wanted to keep the Sheriff one, I wanted to rename it to Police because I'd rather this be in a police slot. All I'd have to do is delete Sheriff part, make sure you're keeping the first bits in front of it, like a plus sign or anything like that, or a dot or an underscore, and all I got to do is rename it Police. And then you can click out of it, save it, and rename the rest of the Sheriff files Police. It might take a little bit of a while, depending on how big the vehicle size is. And then obviously you have that XML file. Obviously that is still going to be called, Sheriff, or whatever you are changing the name to. And you might think that because you changed the name in the script or the code, whatever you want to call it, it has been programmed to Sheriff, which it hasn't. You can name it whatever you want. So back out, choose a VCF of the original name that you were renaming the vehicle to, and name it whatever you wanted to call it. So it's going to be Police, but I can't do that because there's already a police file inside of it. But you guys get the gist. So now we have finished installing your vehicle pack. We are going to install one more extra thing before we hop in the game and I show you guys how to get it loaded, which is going to be a plugins callout pack. So what you guys are going to do is I'm going to find one right now on the LSPDFR website, but instead of you guys having to search for it, I will leave a link down in the description below straight to it. I normally filter my downloads by most downloaded in the scripts and plugins, and I like to include this one right here. Where is it? I like to download United Callouts. This has 22 different callouts in your game, and you pretty much do not need to install any other mod. But you do need to install one additional thing with this, which is going to be Open All Interiors. So all you guys want to do is click the last download link in the description below called United Callouts. It's going to bring you guys to this page right here. Head down to the bottom and click on Requirements, and click on the Open All Interiors Highly Recommended download here. Click on that. It's going to bring you to a GTA5 mods page website. Hit download and download again. So bring up a zip. Double click on it. Minimize out your browser. Minimize out of your OpenIV, or you can close that now. It's up to you. I'm going to close it. Bring your GTA5 main directory back up so you're on this page right here. And simply just drag and drop Open Interiors into your GTA5 like so. And I've finished installing Open Interiors. If you guys cannot already tell what the name, this mod pretty much just opens every single interior in GTA 5. So if you go back onto the mod download, you guys can be able to see here that in story mode, it opens up the Life Invader HQ. It opens up a bunch of other buildings that you cannot normally go into in story mode. Bring back up the download of United Callouts. Hit download this file, agree and download. It will start installing it. There are no versions you need to worry about. Wait for it to finish installing. Just taking a sip on my drink here. Double click on United Callouts. Double click on the United Callouts folder. Double click on Grand Theft Auto V. And you will be able to see here your plugins and LSPDFR folder. What you guys want to do now is highlight both these files and drag and drop them into your GTA 5 main directory, making sure they are not being placed in any file or folder. It's going to move them on over, and then if you double click on plugins and LSPDFR, you should be able to see here that you have United Callouts successfully installed. So now we are ready to launch your GTA 5 LSPDFR, but I know a lot of you guys might not know the key bindings to everything we just installed and how to bring it all up. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Go to your GTA5 main directory, and to launch it, you're going to want to head down here and double click on the Rage plugin hook.exe. If you want to make life easier for you, so you don't have to navigate to this, all you guys want to do is literally just click create shortcut. So to create a little shortcut here, just drag and drop that to your hotbar, or put it on your GTA5, put your GTA5 main directory, Rage plugin hook.exe on your desktop, whatever you want to put it, so you don't have to navigate to your GTA5 each time you want to launch it. Double click on the exe, and it should bring up a little menu. Wait for it to load. So I'm going to bring up a little menu like this. Please read the disclaimer carefully. We could be asking for your firstborn. They are not asking for your firstborn, do not worry about it, there's nothing crazy. Basically just saying that you're modding at your own risk and they are not accountable for any damages that happens to your GTA5, but do not need to worry about that. Any damages that happen to your GTA5 are not permanent, excuse my English, and you can reinstall them. Hit accept, and it's going to bring up another little menu. It's going to say first time installation, finishing, and it's going to bring up backup game version. Rage plugin hook can back up your game version, so when you revert it, just in case of a new version breaks your modding functionality, this backup will require about 1290 megabytes of disk storage. Most of you guys will have that anyway. Do you wish to install the backup now? I would always recommend hitting yes. So now back up your GT5, and whilst that's backing up, I'm going to show you guys something that might stop your Rage plugin hook from launching the next time you try to launch it. Head down to your Windows search bar and literally just type in virus, and if you have a third-party virus and threat protection, it's going to be a little bit different, but it'll be more or less the same thing. Hit open, let it launch up, shouldn't take too long, and it's going to bring up your virus and threat protection menu. Don't know why it's taking so long. What is this? This is awful. There we go, guys. It has finally decided to load up, and what you're going to want to do is click on virus and threat protection and click manage settings on virus and threat protection settings. Manage settings, and what you guys are going to want to do is turn off real-time protection. Never ever I've had a lot of friends do this, I've had a lot of people telling me they're doing this. Never turn off your firewall. Turn off your firewall and you will guarantee to get viruses. Always keep your firewall on. Never turn it off. Always, whenever you're modding a game, just turn off your real-time protection. This is nothing crazy, but it'll turn off for a short while whenever you're trying to play LSPDFR, because if you have this on, it might try block your Rage plugin hook from starting. Hit turn it off, the screen's going to go black here whilst it brings up an admin page. Click yes, you won't be able to see that, but it should pop up yet again on the screen. Once it's popped up, just close out that and you should be ready to go. And whilst all that was going on, you should have a Rage settings open up. What you guys want to do is click plugins timeout threshold, click in here, press on the 1 just before the 1, and all you guys want to do is delete 1 and put 6. This is the max plugin timeout threshold. This basically gives all your plugins that little bit of extra time to download before it thinks, oh, I'm going to crash now because it hasn't managed to plug them into the game. Then all you guys want to do is head over to plugins and then click load these plugins on startup, click uncheck all, and then check all, and it should check all of your plugins, but we have not got anything more than LSPDFR first response because we do not need to worry about it. And when you guys have done that, click load all plugins on startup, and then click save and launch, and that should launch your GTA5 for the very first time. Click save and launch, and then OK, and it should begin to hook your Rage plugin hook. And what I'll do is I'll cut back to when it is finished loading us into the game. So, first time loading a GTA5 up, you are going to be greeted with pretty much the exact same thing you're normally greeted with when loading GTA5 story mode on any console or any PC. But, if you guys hit the pause menu option trying to plug in my controller, because I find it much easier on controller on PC, but I can't get the flipping lead in. There we go, that was embarrassing. Right, now you should be able to see if you pause the game, you have a little new option, which means you've successfully installed your LSPDFR, which is great news. Head over to the option and click on character and click go to the nearest police station. Now this is starting your first ever LSPDFR career on GTA 5. Let that load in. Should not take too long. It's going to teleport you to the nearest police station with the GTA5 LSPDFR mod, which is normally, I believe, a one in the middle of the city, nearby the whatever the hell they call it, the Facebook station, whatever it is. But I think Facebook, I don't even know the name off by heart, but basically, as you can see here, we have teleported to the police station that you guys are all familiar with in GTA 5, and you are going to get a little pop-up saying press right on D-pad, or I believe it might be E on keyboard. Let's see, is it E? To enter the Rockford Hills police station. Hit E or enter, it is E to enter the police station. And it should load up yet again another black loading screen. There are quite a few of them in LSPDFR, but they don't take too long. And click go on duty. Obviously, you guys are not wanting to be Michael when you're going on duty. I mean, you could do Michael, could be Michael, but it is going to ask you to select a character to use LSPDFR. Hit OK, and it's going to bring you something very familiar if you guys have ever played GTA 5 online. It'll bring you pretty much the exactly same character creation the first time you load your GTA 5 online. There you guys go. Obviously, I don't want to be a woman, so you can change the gender, just like you're normally modding or changing your GTA 5. I'm going to select a male. I like to randomize until I get something similar that looks surprisingly okay, even though you can't get many decent looking randomized people. Just with the, with a non-clapped looking face, I try to find them. Let's see if you can find someone today. There you go, that will do. Heritage, you can change the heritage around if you want to. I just generally go with someone random. I'm going to change my eyebrows up a little bit. That looks decent. Eyes, that's okay. I like to put everything more or less on standard. I'm a pretty basic guy, because otherwise it looks very, very brotched. And your characters look beyond interesting. I'm going to shove everything to standard apart from this. I'll put the lips out a little bit. Put the lips a little bit thinner. Put my jaw out a little bit more square, so it can be a little bit more like villainy. Put our chin. Let's put our chin. We'll put it standard. I don't really know what to make a chin, how to make it look decent, and then chin shape. I'm gonna make it standard because you can make it look pointed, and that looks hella confusing. And then go heritage. No, go appearance. This is where you can change your hair around. Oh, let's go for an Elvis Presley hair. Nah, I didn't even know that was a thing. Let's go. I like to go for pretty much the same thing every single time and starting up a GTA 5 because I'm boring. I like to go for this, the hipster youth dark brown. I'm gonna go for like a blondie, like a kind of light blonde, dark blonde. This, yeah, that's about right. And then we're gonna go for just regular eyebrows. I'm gonna set it to that's about right. And then I like to give myself a little bit of a beard. This is the best looking beard in my opinion. I like to change that to more or less the same color. And then navigate to skin blemishes. You can change that. Obviously, a lot of you guys will know how to make your own character. Keep my eyes green, and that should be good enough for me. Click save and continue. You can name it whatever you want. I like to name it Highway Trooper. Obviously, the name of my YouTube channel that you guys are watching right now. Highway, and you have to do a space, so I have to do Highway Space Trooper, and click use. That should then launch you in to the police station, and it should bring you up a bunch of different menu options. Obviously, let it load up first, and there you guys go. You should be able to see your character, and 3 options even. Go off duty, police garage, and police locker. Pretty much very self-explanatory, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. United callouts have successfully loaded up for you guys. Click on police locker, and this is where you guys can get your police outfit. I'm going to go for, you can change your loadout as well, the variation. Let's go for a detective, I guess. What should we go for? We can go for noose. You can also have your noose outfits. FBI. Let's go FBI. And with a grey shirt, and we'll go with the inventory as random. Also, you can change your components here. You can put a bunch of different masks on. But I don't intend to do that because it is getting a little bit confusing at this point. All you guys want to do then is hit confirm, and then go to your police garage. And this is where you should see the custom vehicles we added in earlier. Not all of them will be replaced, but most of them. As you guys can see here, we have the LSPD police cruiser. We have a bunch of them here. So I'm going to go with the Charger we chose earlier. So as you guys can see, we just spawned outside in the car we just chose in the menu. And you should be able to see this beautiful Charger that we saw when downloading the file. Drive out, obviously it's going to be a standard driving keybinds whenever you're using your GTA 5 normally. I'm going to pull over the side of the road. I'm going to show you guys First of all, how to use your lights and sirens. So I like to use controller, as like I said at the beginning of loading into the game. So for controller, it's going to be left on D-pad. It will bring up your lights. The first stage you're lighting. This vehicle pack only has one stage, but other packs, if you click 3 times, that should bring up your 3 different stages. That's why I like to use this pack whenever trying to do beginning tutorials, but it is nice and easy to get your hands on, and it is a very nice and detailed pack. So then when your lights are on, what you guys want to do is hit down on D-pad, and that should start the sirens. You can press then B to toggle through the sirens, like so, and then obviously you can have the horn, which is left on stick. And if you guys also want to activate your dual tone sirens, hit up on your D-pad, and that should activate your dual tone sirens, which are very, very cool. Now for those of you guys on keyboard, all you guys want to do is hit J. That will turn your lights on, and then to toggle through your sirens and turn your sirens on, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the top of your keyboard. So the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the top of your keyboard. Then to activate your dual tone, that is going to be 6. And obviously you can turn them all off by scrolling through them or clicking the one you are currently on. And now for pulling over people and how to get your basic LSPDFR career started. So all you guys want to do is navigate and find a car that you want to pull over. Let's try to see one that's driving a little bit dodgy, or maybe you could just do a routine traffic stop setup. Let's just pull over someone. I'm going to run a little bit of a red light here. Oh, there we go. I mean, they didn't really do anything wrong, but they hit our vehicle, so we're going to pull them over and exchange insurance or whatever. So what we're going to do is all you guys want to do is hit A on your controller. If you want to change your key bindings like me, go to your LSPDFR key bindings. And then for those of you guys on controller, change the traffic stop start from A to D-pad up by simply clicking on it and click on the key that you want to change. And for those of you guys on keyboard, you can keep it the same thing. If you want to check your key bindings on keyboard, traffic stop start is going to be left shift. So all you guys want to do is hit left shift, and that should blip the vehicle like so. There you guys go. You should have a little red mark on your map here. You can order a blipped vehicle to stop by activating your sirens behind it. So I'll show you guys how to activate your sirens. Left on D-pad and then down on D-pad, or J and then 1, 2, 3. So we're going to light it up here, turn our sirens on, and they should pull over for us. There you guys go. They're pulling over. It says the suspect has come to a stop. If ready, approach them on foot. So we're going to hop out the vehicle. We're going to walk around the back of the vehicle as you should, so you don't get hit by them if they decide to reverse and try run you over and escape. We're going to walk up to the side of this guy's vehicle. Evening man, how is it going? You press right on D-pad, or I believe it might be E. Yep, if you press E, you should bring up your traffic stop menu. Gonna ask them for the ID. It's gonna say Kiflom. There is a mod you can get so it doesn't say Kiflom and ask the ID, but you don't need to worry about that for now. And let's say you can use the police computer or your radio to perform checks on the suspect. So if you want to perform a check on the suspect, all you guys want to do is go back over to your vehicle, hop in the vehicle. We are gonna walk behind this guy because it makes life a little bit easier. Hold X down on your controller to bring up the police computer. Whenever you get in the car, it should give you the key binding for controller, for key bind even. Press X, and you can then type in the guy's name and see if he comes back clean and clear. I'm not going to do that because we don't need to do it, but you can type in the guy's name and try to remember if needs be. And then it should bring up a little menu showing you guys if he has a warrant or anything like that. All you guys want to do, walk back up, and you can ask him to leave the vehicle. You can issue a citation, you can issue a warning, or you can dismiss him. I'm going to ask him to leave the vehicle really quick so I can show you guys the rest of it. I'm going to show you guys how to arrest this guy. Okay, man, I'm just going to use a little bit as an example. So press right on D-pad to interact with the suspect. You can ask him for his ID and do all the things you could do in the car. Or you can arrest him. So you can hold right on D-pad to detain the suspect and hold left on D-pad to perform a frisk. So we're going to arrest him here. The animation is extremely cool. They get our keys out and arrest this guy. And we're going to hold right on D-pad to give him a little bit of a frisk. For those of you guys who are on keyboard, it should give you, instead of a controller symbol, it should give you guys a keybind that is on your keyboard. But for those of you who do not know the keyboard keybinds, as I've already said, just go to your LSPDFR settings, head down to keybinds, press enter, and it should give you the big list of all the ones you need right here. Then for instance, say if you needed backup, hit B on your keyboard, or you can hit right stick and it'll bring up your backup menu. You can change what code they respond into, so that is if they run lights or sirens or whatever. And we're going to call prisoner transport for this guy. So I'm going to scroll across prisoner transport, select the agency, and hopefully hopefully it should let us call them in. It's a little bit buggy at times, but for some reason it doesn't want to let us do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys, if you need to be placed on the ground. Okay, you have to place them on the ground, so hold the button to place them on the ground. I believe I have to check the key bindings. I believe it might be... Oh, this guy seems to have... Oh no, I thought we could just walk through him there. Apparently not. If you want to check the key bindings, yet again, I believe you hold left on D-pad to get him to kneel on the ground. Obviously, if you want to know your key bindings for your keyboard, get him kneel on the ground, head to your key bindings page, and you can check it here. So I believe if you find it, pursuit menu, perform arrest, perform frisk, should be somewhere here. If not, if you can't find it here, then I'll leave it down in the description below, or you can ask in the comment section and I'll give you the key. So when you've done that, bring up your interaction menu. Then you'll have the option to call in an LSPD patrol unit or a transport unit. I'm going to call in the transport unit. And it should say you've got an officer requiring prisoner transport assistance. And then an officer should rock up in his prisoner transport van and should be able to pick him up. As you're going to see here, you can hear the sirens coming over and him rocking over the hill at full speed. They should hop out the vehicle very, very shortly. After this, Banshee decides to move, and they should pick up this guy and put him in the back of the vehicle. You guys should be able to remember that F8 menu, or the menu trainer that we installed earlier, and you guys are going to want to know how to open that up. All you guys want to do is hit F8 on your keyboard, and it'll bring up the little menu thing. You might have to hit it twice if you haven't opened it before. And then you should be able to have, just like these menus, if you guys have ever seen mod menus on GTA5 Online, which I do not recommend installing, but this is pretty much a mod menu for story mode, which is 100% legal. GTA5 loves people modding GTA5 story mode, it actually supports it. So all you guys want to do is you can navigate through this. Player options, you can change your model, you can change it to an animal if you really feel like doing that. You can change your mood, you know, and things like that. You can change your movement styles, so we can be slightly drunk, and I'll make us move like we're slightly drunk. You can be very drunk, and I'll make us move like we've had way too many beers. We hipster, and I'll change us to walk like a hipster. We could be obese, I guess, and it makes us run like an obese person. We could be Jimmy, how Jimmy walks, like this. We could be an alien if you really want to be it. Doesn't really do much. Could be clipboard. That'll walk us as if we got a clipboard in our hand. It's very, very interesting, and it is a bunch of the things that we can do in the GTA 5 world of modding. You can also change your speech with your player. Yep, so you can change what your player says. You can put a voice changer on, and it is very, very cool. You can also do a bunch of things so you can fall out the windscreen. You can turn that off so whenever you smash into a car, you don't fall through the windscreen. You can change your clothing options. You can clone yourself. You can put yourself invincible. You can put yourself invisible. You can put yourself no ragdolls. You can stand on top of a car, hit the top of the roof. We do this, hit the top of the roof. There we go, and we don't fall off the vehicle when they try to accelerate away, which is very, very cool. So there we guys go. I hope you guys did find this tutorial very, very useful. If you did, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated, so we can get to 1.5k by the middle of this year. That would be awesome. If you haven't already liked the video, please be sure to do so, and I do appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. You guys are a legend and will forever be known as one. If you need any help furthermore, you can comment down in the description below, or check out my Discord down in the link below, where I'll have an active support team, and I will also be on there to answer a bunch of your guys' questions. If you guys also want to check out my Reddit or my merchandise, feel free to do so down in the description below. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next LSPDFR video.